I'm not even gonna focus on whether or not I enjoyed playing Xeodrifter. Spoiler alert, I did. So let's dive right in by taking a look at the graphics. It's pretty obvious that the developers went with retro for this game, and I for one am always a fan. However, while the simple sprite-based graphics do have their charm, in this case they came off as a little overly simple and teetering on lazy. For almost every asset that I can highlight, there is a glaring counter that cannot be ignored. Take for instance the main protagonist. While he is easily recognizable and admittedly kind of cute in a simple Space Explorer kind of way, his pixel count struggles to barely break into the double digits. Even level design suffers from this balancing act of design versus detail. All 4 of the planets possess their own unique look and design, which is great, yet I quickly realized repeating assets, and that the backgrounds often looked busy rather than detailed. If I had to shine a light on one in particular, the biggest culprit of this would be the enemy design. While it's far from uncommon for old games to create variety with palette swaps, it's disappointing for a game that was originally released on the DS in 2014, and then on multiple home consoles in 2015. If you want an example of what I mean, take a look at the boss. No, I didn't forget to specify which boss, because there is only one. Throughout the entire game, you will fight the same boss over and over again, with only a color change and a new attack added each time. That's not to say that the fights aren't enjoyable, don't get me wrong, because there is an undeniable amount of fun to be had in learning the movesets of the boss and finding patterns in order to defeat it. Honestly though, graphics are rarely the selling point for Metroidvania style games. It always comes down to gameplay, and I'm happy to report that this is easily the highlight of the title. Initially, you will only have a simple attack and jump button at your disposal, while new abilities are doled out at a great pace without overwhelming you all at once. Some of these powers are fun and creative, like the ability to jump into the background in order to gain access to areas that have been barred from you in the foreground. While on the other hand, some are just ways of putting necessities into a power-up, like the submarine. It seems like you could just swim, as your spacesuit must have some sort of oxygen array included, but where would be the fun in that? There must be a reason that you can't just swim. We'll say acid. And besides that, what's more fun than jumping into the water, acid, substance, and magically transforming into a submarine? Any fan of the genre knows how important the distribution of these powers are, no matter how much sense they make, as backtracking is the name of the game. You'll regularly find unreachable items meant to taunt you to move forward in order to find a way to reach them. Luckily, the map marks power-ups that you spot so that you don't have to commit them to memory. This is provided that the power-up can be seen, as the game is notorious for invisible walls. Pay close attention if your bullets connect with a wall, as there could be a chance you could run right through it in order to find one of the many optional health or weapon upgrades. And a quick note about the weapon upgrades, as they are done very well. When you find a weapon upgrade, it gives you a point that you can distribute in a menu between 5 categories, such as spread or machine gun. Each can be upgraded multiple times, and then even reallocated in order to mix it up. It's a very nice touch of adaptability to your main weapon, not seen in too many other games. Finally, we have to address the biggest issue with this game, its length. The whole thing clocks in at about 3 hours, and then maybe just another 1 in order to find all of the collectibles. The 4 planets are not very big, which makes traversal a cakewalk, even if you have to backtrack a couple times in order to get power-ups. Another big contributor to this short length is the difficulty. It's not only easy, but forgiving as well. The most challenge you will have is if you mess up on learning a boss pattern, and even then they will simply respawn you just outside of the door if you fail. I had a fun time with Xeodrifter. Even if short, every minute of gameplay was enjoyable. I did, however, get it free as a PlayStation Plus game, and just cannot recommend it at the normal $9.99 price point. If you're a die-hard Metroidvania fan, you could probably pick it up and not feel too bad about it. Otherwise, wait for a sale. But when that sale does come, don't hesitate. There you have it, our review for Xeodrifter. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, live in the real world, play in the pixel one.
Hey, did you like that video? If you did, be sure to let us know by clicking the like button and leaving a comment. If you want to be first in line for any new content, be sure to subscribe to our channel and then hit up our Facebook page. The link's in the description below to see what's coming up next.